Yes, so smile, there is camera. Okay, and needs. I would like to start a small presentation about needs, and then we would continue the exercise that we started last time. And let me see if I'm getting into right thing here. Yes, here it is. And then slide screen. Oh. Share the screen. Yes, here it is. Okay. So we are at very important part of empathic communication. Not that every part every other part isn't important, but needs it's really crucial. It's the connection point. If we miss the feelings or observations or requests, it's less harm. But if we miss the feelings, that's the core of it. Then we miss the core of it. So that's why I also like to call this little presentation "Needs at the Roots of Feelings." And today's plan is to practice a little more differentiation needs from strategies. We started it last time, but I guess we did only maybe one or two sentences from there. And before that, I really love to share this quote from His Holiness Pure Krishna Maharaj's book, Realizing Our Empathic Nature in Connection with Krishna. Anyone would like to read that quote loudly? To save my voice.
I can read.
Thank you.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that we have material as well as spiritual needs, and to progress smoothly on the spiritual path, both types of needs should be addressed.
Yes. So when I read this quote in Maharaja's book, I was really celebrating, because until that I was kind of struggling, because I studied nonviolent communication earlier and practiced it, and I was teaching it, but I wasn't sure if it really fits into the context of Krishna consciousness. And when I met Maharaj, and when I also got his book and read this quote, this dissipated all my doubts, and I really celebrate this this reminder that we have needs, and not only material needs, but also spiritual needs. And I remember Maharaj also mentioning that we have needs also in the spiritual world. So nothing wrong about needs. Only thing that is kind of wrong is that most of us probably have not been taught from our childhood or in a school anything about the needs. At least I myself can hardly remember anybody asking me, what do you need? I have been told what I have to do and what I shouldn't do, but I cannot remember anybody asking me, what do I really need? So therefore, for many of us, this concept of needs may be quite not so used to and not so well practiced. And as they say, practice makes one perfect. So it's very, very helpful to practice, to try to see the needs behind every action or every thing that people do or say, including ourselves. And in order to notice these needs and be sure that we are talking about needs and not something else, it's this important key differentiation, needs versus strategies. And I love this image of iceberg, because for me it really very visually shows where are the strategies and where are the needs situated. The strategies, or the ways how we try to meet our needs, this is like the top of the iceberg. And as you see also in this picture, the top of the iceberg is very tiny comparing to that part which is underwater, which is usually not seen. And it is similar in our actions and interactions with each other, that strategies can be easily seen or felt, but needs are not always so easy to connect with, and especially when we don't know anything about the needs. And I also put on this picture motivations and intentions, which are two crucial points actually, because according to what is our intention or our motivation when we communicate and relate to people and to ourselves, that actually gives the flavor to this interaction. For example, if my intention is to change other person, if I want him or her to be as I would like them to be, then and then I choose to try to use this empathic communication, then it may do more harm than use. It still may help us to connect to a certain degree, but people would very soon recognize or sense that actually our motivation is not clean, pure, that actually our motivation is not to connect on the heart level, but our connection or our motivation or intention is to change them. And as we devotees know very well, Krishna has given us free will, and our most dear need is need for autonomy. So no one wants to be changed by others. Therefore, I brought these points also here. Motivations and intentions are important parts of our clean and clear communication. And not always it's easy even to be aware what is actually our motivation. That could be hidden under different layers of other kinds of motivations or intentions. Any thoughts or questions so far? All right, let's see if there is something more coming. Oh yeah, that one I would keep for later. I was thinking about maybe some exercise. If not, if there are no comments right now, then I suggest we go to the exercise that we were beginning last time. And here it is. Let me get back. I was somehow going out. Okay, this is the exercise. Acknowledging needs. And there are sentences. Maybe one moment more about why is it so important to connect with needs? Why is it not enough that we just express what we observe or what do we feel? It's because we are, again, most of us are not used to take responsibility for our feelings. And what does it mean is that our habitual way to communicate may be that I feel sad because you did something, or I feel happy again because they did something or didn't do something. So we are not used to take responsibility of our feelings, which means that attaching our feelings to our needs and realizing that the root cause of our needs, the root cause of our feelings are not other people around or outer circumstances or whatever outside. The root cause of our feelings are our needs. And the feelings are like signal flags which are waving that hello, hello, there are some needs either met or unmet. And taking responsibility for our feelings means that we don't blame anymore others, or we don't address our whatever happy or sad feelings, reasons to other people or to external circumstances. And these sentences here are for our practice to try to distinguish in which sentences the person is taking responsibility for his or her feelings, and in which sentences the person is still putting the responsibility on others or on outside circumstances. And I suggest that we take turns to read the sentences, and then we try to guess whether it is taking responsibility or not taking. And if in the sentence we see that the person is not taking responsibility for the feelings, then we try to rephrase it in a way that there would be responsibility for feelings, that feelings would be connected to needs. And if you have your needs list somewhere nearby, that could be helpful. All right, who would like to read the first sentence?
Sorry, you said list nearby. Which list? Could you repeat?
List of the needs.
Which is one? It's the one with what Acharya Prabhu was sending, or what one? Or which one?
I cannot remember right now who sent it, who sent what. Can you, Acharya Prabhu?
The last picture in our chat.
Well, I have just today sent from Gurudev's PowerPoint presentations the basic human needs we all share, and he has some lists there.
Yes, that's perfect.
So,
thank you.
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect if you have that handy, because it's a very simple and nice overview, and the most important basic needs are there. So that's good. Thank you. So who would like to read the first sentence?
I can read. I think we have done it last time, more or less.
So maybe we can go quicker over it.
Yeah, so I can read the first one. You irritate me when you leave company documents on the conference room floor. So here is definitely the denial is seen, the denial of responsibility, in the sense that the person is not taking responsibility for how he feels. He's saying that you irritate me. So yes. you are the cause. And to translate it into empathic, I guess, statement that connects feelings to needs would be to say that when you leave company documents on a conference room floor, I feel uncomfortable, or my need for order and respect for the documents, because it's the sacred Shastra documents. They shouldn't be on the floor.
Yes. Everyone agrees? Any objections? No, let's go to the next one. Who would like to read the second sentence?
I can read.
And I would like to say that in a way, I encourage you not to be shy, because we are in the learning process, and making mistakes or being not perfect, that's a part of the learning. Otherwise, why are we here? Damodar Kripa Prabhu, please.
I feel angry when you say that, because I'm wanting respect and I fear your words is an insult.
Right.
Well, I think that's taking responsibility.
You think that is taking responsibility? Yes. Any other opinions?
I think it's quite nicely, he's expressed the feelings quite nicely. He's needing respect, so he's talking about what they need and how they interpret the person's words.
Right. So there is something that in me raises the red flag. I agree that there is very beautifully expressed the need. I'm wanting respect. And I hear your words as an insult. You also mentioned, Nataji, that this is how I interpret, right?
Yes.
So if there is interpretation, what does it, is that taking responsibility if I'm interpreting? And then another red flag place for me is that I feel angry when you say that. But let's check what is Marshall Rosenberg saying. Yeah, if you circle this number, we are in agreement that the speaker is acknowledging responsibility for his or her feelings. You're correct.
I also think that way because the person here is saying, I feel angry. So he's actually saying how he feels.
Yeah.
And then maybe the observation is not complete because then it would be when you say that such and such, or, then it's an observation.
Yes.
And then because I'm wanting respect, so then it's a need for respect. And then he's saying that he's not saying that you are insulting me.
That's
or your
correct.
words are insulting. He's saying that I hear your words as an insult.
That's correct. And I think I overlooked this when I read it myself, like I feel angry because of you. So that's correct. This is like observation, right? This part. Yes, correct. Thank you. Wonderful.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
But it's about this about needs, about this table. I don't want to understand why this autonomy and independence. What's the difference? It's like it's kind of synonymous words.
It's interdependence.
Interdependence. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they are quite, as you said, Damodar Prabhu, independence and autonomy, they are probably quite synonymous. It's freedom of choice, freedom to choose what I do and how I do things, right? But interdependence, yes, thank you. All right, third, yes.
Sorry, so the second was that I am taking responsibility for my feelings, and
Yes.
this is observation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Who would like to read the third one?
I can try.
Please.
I feel frustrated when you come late.
Yes. Is it taking yes, please.
I'm seeing it as an observation. I'm saying what I feel in such situation.
Yes.
Am
I taking responsibility of my feelings, or am I putting it to someone else's actions?
I don't know.
Anyone would like to?
I think there is no need stated here. Maybe that's why it's actually more not taking responsibility rather than taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Because there's a feeling definitely, and there's frustration, feeling of frustration, but then there's no connection to the need.
Can you show one more time this how to say задание? That's in English.
The task.
Task.
The task. Yes. Here it is. To practice identifying needs, please circle the number in front of each statement where the speaker is acknowledging responsibility for his or her feelings.
I think it's taking responsibility because there is no blame here.
Yeah, so we have two kinds of opinions there, that it is taking responsibility and it is not taking responsibility. Shall we check what Marshall Rosenberg suggests?
No, let's first see how much Damodar Kripa is ready to put on this. I'm just joking. Some gambling, transcendental gambling.
All right. Third, if you circle this number, we are not in agreement. To express the needs or thoughts underlying his or her feelings, the speaker might have said, I feel frustrated when you come late because I was hoping we'd be able to get some front row seats. And the person, do you see the difference here?
The need was there. So this is the need that he was hoping to get some.
And that's,
I don't see.
You don't see the difference?
I mean, still, I think, still I'm frustrated and still, yeah, it has a need, but no, I don't get it.
The point.
Yeah, there is something more explained, but still, for me, it doesn't make much sense.
The point why we stress it, that the needs are so important to not skip, is that this is the connection point. When we are not connected, you remember this iceberg picture, then we are on the strategies level. And the strategies level is the level where the conflicts are happening. Needs are never in conflict. So, and another point, when I express it, for example, in this way, that I'm frustrated when you come late, what do you think? What kind of state or feelings would it trigger in other person?
I think it depends how you say it. If I really feel, and I am not blaming, it's okay. But if I say to blame somebody, then it can be dangerous in the conflict and so on. But you can say it in different way also, this statement.
Yes, correct. And especially if there is deep trust established in relationships, then the words doesn't matter so much. But the less trust there is in relationship, or the less we know people, the more likely it is that if someone would say to me that I feel frustrated when you come late, I would feel most likely immediately defensive. And when people feel defensive, then they are not really willing to hear and willing to contribute to our well-being. But they invest their energy, or we invest our energy then into defending ourselves, protecting ourselves, arguing back. And it's less likely that everyone would get their needs met to their satisfaction. That's the whole point. Does that make any sense, Dr. Kripa-Prabhu?
So the idea is to basically, when you don't blame, and just trying to understand also that when you don't blame the other person, then there is connection, because when there is some sort of let's put it, say, smell of blame, some sort of trace of blame, then the other person immediately becomes defensive, as you say, and then there is no connection. But when we connect it to our own feelings, and the person doesn't feel that he's being attacked, he is actually, he can see that we are feeling the way we do because of our own needs. So we just describe how we feel and what needs are not being fulfilled, and the other person is more forthcoming to kind of, I guess, create the connection. And
yeah, especially needs. Especially needs. When we are speaking about our own feelings and don't add needs, that puts the weight on other person, and often leaves the person very helpless, that, oh my God, what should I do with these needs that I'm hearing? And Marshall Rosenberg, for example, suggests that when you're revealing your feelings to other person, then with speed of light, add your needs to it. And I would say that even faster than speed of light, because mind works faster than speed of light, right? Yes.
So please, can you repeat it? If we don't say about needs, it creates what? It's
very likely to create defensiveness from other people, And Acharya Prabhu said that if, or both of you, I heard Damodar Kripa Prabhu also said that if I don't have intention or feeling that I'm blaming others, then it can be heard differently even without needs. It can, but at the same time, many people on this planet have been brought up in a way that no one has asked them what they need, but they have been blamed and criticized and judged and, you know, manipulated in different way to do what the authority wants them to do. And if we have been growing up in this kind of dynamics of relationships, then there is danger that people can feel the blame even if we most crisply and clearly express our needs. And there is, for example, suggestion that if that is the case, that my motivation is pure, I'm not about to blame, or I don't want to change other person. I really want to just express how I am in this moment for the sake of connection. I feel frustrated when you come late because I was hoping we'd be able to get some front row seats. Even then, when my motivation is purest of the pure, the person may still feel blame, because that's how we are conditioned. And in this case, Marcel suggests to try at least 5 times to reverbalize it and still bring your needs forward, but try it in different wordings. And if even after 5th time, the person still hears blame or criticism or all these blockages, then it's obvious that person itself is in so much pain that they need empathy before they are able to hear any of our needs. Any thoughts, comments, questions?
Yes,
Thank
you.
you.
I just this word what you said before, I had a need to hear this one because I felt it was really I felt connected to it, and now I remember you said pressure. It creates pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you anyway for explanation.
All right, shall we go further? So 4th, anybody would like to read that one?
You need to scroll up. This is the answers.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, here we are.
I guess everyone has done already. Now, Samirupa, maybe Mataji.
Yeah, Samarupa Mataji, are you having enough energy to read it? 4th sentence? Or Maria?
I don't know where we are. I'm
in-
not so good now. Maybe not. Maybe
Okay.
someone else.
Yeah, all right. Yes. Okay, I will read it. I'm sad that you won't be coming for dinner because I was hoping we could spend the evening together. So how do you assess this one? Is the person taking responsibility for his or her needs or not?
This is exactly like the previous example was in the answer, it seems to me.
Yeah, so it seems to you that the person is taking responsibility.
Yeah, and observation. This is observation and taking responsibility.
Yeah.
And not blaming.
Yeah, connecting the feeling I'm sad. Observation is not coming to dinner, right?
And the fact, yeah.
Yes, and there is the need expressed in let's call it colloquial language. And that reminds me also that these lists of needs are more for practicing purpose. This one word needs. In life and in connection and communication, we sound more natural when we express our needs this way, like it as it is here, like full phrase needs. Okay, no objections?
So
Yes,
To
please.
express my hopings, it's not bad.
No.
It seems to me like still I'm hoping that my happiness depends on another person.
Would you say a little more?
So if I'm saying that, for example, this sentence, I was hoping we could spend the evening together, it means that the other person was the source of my happiness, and now she or he didn't do it, so I'm disappointed. So it seems to me still blaming.
Okay, okay. That's when I am considering this. Yeah, in a way, maybe it's good to let's try first guess what is this one word need behind this. I was hoping could spend the evening together. What is the need if we want to be together with someone, spend time with someone? What could be the need? The one word.
Closeness, or
yeah, for example, close.
relationship.
Love.
Yeah. Yes. So I had need for closeness or relationship, right? And the point to which your question is actually pointing is that if we see the other person as the only way to meet my need for closeness, then it is like demand. So it's again our consciousness and our intention. There is nothing wrong to express very clearly how I would like to meet my needs, because otherwise how others know how they could contribute to our lives, right? But if I see this way as the only way, then it's rather demand, yes. And then I'm tying my happiness to this one particular strategy or possibility. So it's very important that we have a openness, and usually when we are truly connected with our needs, then this openness happens naturally inside ourselves. Getting connected to our needs creates spaciousness in ourselves, where where our creativity starts to flow, and we start to see many different options how we could meet our needs. And then when we are not tied to this one need anymore, that gives us actually inner freedom, that we are not dependent on this person, whether he or she is available to meet my need, or whether he or she wants to do this, what I think would meet my needs. So it opens the whole palette of possibilities that could be tried out to meet my needs.
I'm sorry, it was so deep and so important for me. Could you repeat how does it come to the point that we don't stack in one need? You said then the creativeness opens. How it happens?
Mm-hmm. Anyone would like to reflect back that part? How did you hear?
Yeah, I can try. I felt that when you said needs, it was perhaps anyway. So I felt so we should not when we're not stuck to one strategy to fulfill our needs, right? Then it opens the whole variety of ways to fulfill those needs. So
Yes.
like in this situation, what I was thinking is that the person is not really blaming the other person. He's not saying it's your fault that I feel sad, because you're not coming. He's just stating the facts. There is the feeling that I'm sad, and there is observation. Yes, and the other person is involved because the closeness that I was trying to achieve, was involved that person. But then I'm not blaming that person. I'm just saying that need of mine for closeness is not fulfilled. And then observation is that, because you're not coming, basically.
Yeah, and it is so subtle. Thank you. And it is so subtle because, again, it's about the intention. If I don't have space in myself to see that there are other ways to meet my needs, even though this way might be my most favorable way, right? Then it comes out like demand and blame, right? I'm sad that you won't coming to dinner because I was hoping we could spend the evening together, right? So it's all about our intention. But if my intention is pure, I really would have loved to go with you on dinner. And I'm in connection with my need, that I have need for connection, let's say. And this would be my favorite way, or maybe easiest way at the moment to take care of my need for connection. But if I'm truly connected to this need of connection, and the other person says, I'm sorry, or I have other things to do, or I have other needs that I want to meet, then I might be still sad because I would like to meet this need with you, but I wouldn't be stuck there. I would be able, being connected to my own needs, we are able to see this spectrum of other needs, or we would have strength to look and to search other ways how to take care of our needs. Therefore, this self-connection is super important. And everything begins actually from self-connection. And even when we have that connection with ourselves, and the more we practice, the more easily we are getting into that space or that quality of connection with ourselves, then we could live even in peace with our unmet needs. Because the self-connection itself, it's so sweet and so powerful that it's very satisfying, and it's fulfilling also many needs itself already, the process. So it has many wonderful layers, but any connections, reflections in this regard, or questions? All right, let's go then to next. Shall we check with Marshall what is forth here? If you circle this number, we are in agreement that the speaker is acknowledging responsibility for his or her feelings. Ta-da! Fifth. Anyone would like? Yes?
I would like to comment. I reflect. I'm so thankful because I got the understanding at the moment that I have felt this feeling that if you are in connection with their needs, then you actually don't need to be fulfilled. And I have thought that this is my nature of how to say, not stable nature, or something, too soft nature or something, or submissive nature. But I didn't understand that, yes, it's okay because I am satisfied. I'm not suppressing myself down, in English, suppressing, yeah. But I was satisfied, and now I understand why, because I was really in connection with my needs.
Yes, it's
wow, wonderful.
Thank you.
Wow,
it's super satisfying to be connected with ourselves, because we have been trained so many years, many of us, to live in our heads, and that means on a mind level, right? Mind and intelligence level, and that means we have been disconnected from ourselves so many years. So it's really a reason to celebrate when we connect with ourselves. And I hear, Madana Sundari Mataji, in your sharing, celebration. that I'm really celebrating with you this beauty and power of connecting with ourselves. And that brings me another moment. I wanted to start today's session, but I forgot. It's celebration. Celebration is super important. It's like a fuel of life, so that we don't dive into needs only when our needs are not met and we are desperate and we are searching ways to meet them, but celebrating when our needs are met, celebrating when life, helps us to meet our needs, celebrating the beauty of life, celebrating the preciousness of connection, whatever, celebrating fully, it also helps us to be more fully connected to the celebrations of life, and to the another kind of flavor inside ourselves, to the fullness and richness actually of Krishna's creation. So celebration is a
Can we
fuel.
say that celebration is like a joy, or
Yes, yes, yes. Really allowing ourselves to feel the joy, this sparkling, wonderful, fulfilling feeling inside ourselves. Not to try to diminish but really fully celebrate. Woohoo! I have it. I feel it.
Mhm.
And very often, at least I'm talking about myself, I've been shy about celebrating. I've been trying to kind of hide my own beauty, my own celebration. But that's the fuel of life. It shouldn't be hidden. That's where we come strength to go forward. That's where we come strength to really live fully. Yes, thank you, Damodar Kripa Prabhu, for.
But what about the Shitushna Sukha? How do you want to say that? Yes. Yeah. So be equally to happiness and distress.
Yeah.
Is it too early for us? Is it too early for us? Maybe that's why.
I lost my thought. Anyone wants to comment?
Sorry.
I have, yeah, sorry. Damodar Kripa, please.
I think that means that we're not emotional, that we're not, it doesn't mean that we don't feel happiness and distress, but it just means that we're not stuck in it too much.
Yes.
I remember Guru Maharaj once explained to me also, I was asking him this question about this verse, and he said it basically means that we continue with our life, continue with our service, because sometimes, because I was asking him, we need to tolerate all the difficulties, but what about all the joys? And so in both, we can get so involved in that we forget about our, devotional service to Krishna, like that. So we can be either too happy or either too sad. Yeah.
It's also not about being attached or dependent on these things.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, both of you. And also to remind that they are not static. Feelings are changing. I guess I read from somewhere every 3 seconds. So not dwell in them, but being connected with this ever dynamic flow of life, flow of energy. It's changing it every moment. Yes, so it resonates with what you both said, Acharya Prabhu and Damodar Kripa Prabhu. And does it make sense, Madan Sundari Mataji?
Yes. It's more like feeling that you feel them, you don't suppress them, but you are not too keen. You just feel them, celebrate, and go on.
Yes, and life goes on. You take the juice of it, strength of it to go ahead and yes.
Yeah, but as a neophyte, we read it. Okay, don't feel happiness, and start to imitate this position. But it's not the way it works.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's not even practical because feelings and emotions, we're not much controlling in it. We're more like observing them. Yeah.
Yes.
Observing,
exactly.
Going with the flow in this way, like it's so beautiful metaphor, like what is it called, windsurfing, surfing on the ocean. It's like going with this energy, being in touch with life energy. But the moment when we suppress our feeling, we are disconnected from Krishna's energy, actually.
Yes, and it's actually what Bhagavad Gita said, that we shouldn't suppress our nature. Yes.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you. All right. I really enjoy doing this exercise and having all your inputs. At the same time, I'm mourning that the time goes faster than I like it going. And it's already 7 minutes or something like that left to our end of our session. So I'm torn what to do now.
Next one.
So we just take next one, and then we do as much as we can, and then we continue next time. Yeah.
Yeah, super.
Anyone who who is not happy with that strategy? Okay, then let's just go on. Who would like to read the fifth one?
I can do.
Please.
I feel disappointed because you said you would do it and you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's the same like second, which was I was also taking. So, but still emotionally, I don't feel that it's not taking responsibility. I mean, if to take it like from intelligence point of view, so it's the same. So it should be also that it's not met with need or not taking responsibility. But emotionally, if I read it, I don't feel like it.
I didn't hear the last sentence. Emotionally?
If I read this sentence, I don't feel that it's not taking responsibility. It depends how you say it.
Yeah, and it depends also the hearer's consciousness. If we are really connected to our needs, then this flow of compassion and empathy is going. And then we can hear feelings and needs even from the most terrible messages.
Mm.
So that's correct. But let's technically, in order to learn to distinguish, let's any other comments before we check with Marshall?
Yeah. Yes, I think it's not taking responsibility. There is no need stated here. He is just saying that they feel disappointed because you said you would do it and you did not. So it's all pointing finger at you.
Yes. So let's check. What is Marshall saying? What was it, fifth? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Marshall says, if you circled this number, we are not in agreement. To express the needs and thoughts underlying his or her feelings, the speaker might have said, when you said you'd do it and then didn't, I feel disappointed because I want to be able to rely upon your words. So what is the one word? What could be the one word need here? Because I want to be able to rely upon your words.
Rely.
Trust.
Trust, reliability. Yes, yes. So it's also a beautiful example again how to express needs, like the full phrase needs, right? And I wanted to point out one moment here also has Marshall, how Marshall is expressing himself when he's what I would habitually call that what is wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But since Marshall is not on the right and wrong consciousness, he expresses it so beautifully. If you circle this number, we are not in an agreement, so that no one feels that they are right or wrong, because there are not right and wrong in this dualistic world, right? What is wrong for one person could be completely right to other person. So I'm celebrating this beautiful way that Marshall finds to express himself in this kind of occasions, so that no one feels like, you know, less valuable or worthy or wrong, or which could be very disconnected and discouraging. All right, let's go to the sixth. Here it is. I will read it. Yeah, Madam Sundara, please.
Oh, you saw. Okay, I'm discouraged because I would have liked to have progressed further in my work by now.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that there is need expressed somewhere?
The progress by now. I'm feeling that this is in connection with the needs.
Anyone has different opinion? Then let's scroll down. And Marshall says,
I think it's okay.
Yes. And Marshall says, if you circled this number, we are in agreement that the speaker is acknowledging responsibility for his or her feelings. Ta-da! And we can do maybe one more. Seventh. I will read it, and little things people say sometimes hurt me. Am I taking responsibility for my feelings or not? Or am I
No.
not taking responsibility? Any other opinions?
Rather, rather I agree. It's not, because there's no need here.
Right, there are no needs, so I'm actually putting responsibility on others. I will feel hurt because of even little things, some people say sometimes, right? I'm not taking responsibility for my feeling of being hurt. Yes, that was 7.
We are not in agreement.
Yes, exactly. If you circle this number, we are not in agreement. To express the needs and thoughts underlying his or her feelings, the speaker might have said, sometimes when people say little things, I feel hurt because, and now comes need, right? Because I want to be appreciated, not criticized. What is the need? What could be the need here behind this full phrase, need?
Appreciation, respect.
Yes, to be seen, maybe in my intentions. Yes. All right, I think it's time to stop here.
Can I ask a quick question also? It seems to me that these expressions that say, for example, this last expression, doesn't it imply the need that is underneath? So I'm just wondering, when we speak, do we actually, let's say, do we need to express ourselves fully to this degree, or can we also imply that, because in this particular case, the little things people say make me sad, and then it just, to me, for example, it could also say, well, because the person feels he needs to be appreciated and criticized, so then I fill in the gaps in my mind, so I can feel I can see the need behind what the person is saying. And so when the person is speaking from his perspective, doesn't he also, can't he also expect, or I don't know, expect, or, and what may not the right word, but also expect, I guess I'll say it this way, expect that the other person will actually see the needs behind. I'm not so clear, I guess. Am I?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so when can you open this again? This number 7, this the one that you read just now. So the little,
the answer.
Yeah, no, the actual,
Mm-hmm.
The actual thing. So when the person is saying, the little things people say sometimes hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
So when, say, for example, the person is saying that to me, right? And I as a listener, I already hear the need behind it, because he says this way, but I don't take it the way that actually the person is blaming the other people. I see the need, so I fill the gap. I immediately say, I
got the question.
I immediately hear in my head that, well, the person is hurt. Then also, like little things people say sometimes hurt me, and then I fill the gap because he needs appreciation and etc.
Yeah.
So from the hearer's perspective, I understand we need to train our empathic, I guess, our empathic mind, I guess, our understanding of empathy, the needs, etc., to be able to hear it. But when a person speaks, can he also express himself in a way that he also takes it as a for granted, or not for granted, how do you say it? He expects that the other person will actually hear the needs behind it, not to say too many words.
Are you saying that, or are you asking that, is it really necessary each and every time to
express the full how I feel and the whole the needs and everything, rather than speaking in sutras, for example? Because if in a relation, I guess, because I guess that depends on a relationship, right? Because when we have a loving relationship, and we know that the other person is a well-wisher, etc., then when the person says something, then we don't take it as a blame. We just immediately say, oh, he's just saying as a sutra, and then immediately in our mind we unpack it.
Yes, as you said, it is different each and every moment in each and every relationship, and it's also different in the same relationship. It could be different in different moments, right? 2 moments I want to state here, which are important. One is that we never know exactly what other person needs. What we the best we can do, we can guess.
Guess. Okay,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
So it's the important difference that we are never stating, oh, I know, you say that little things that hurt you, you now need this. It's never like that. Needs are also dynamic, they're different. One people says these words and has completely different need behind it than other maybe say, right? So we are making a guess, and we make this guess in this case when we feel that we are not sure if we are connected to this person, when we ourselves want to be more connected and really get a glimpse into this person's, reality, so to say. And another thing is when we make guesses, then I don't know what is the percentage of people in the world who are really connected to their needs, and most of the time connected to their needs. Most of the people are not. And us making that guess actually also helps this person to get connected to their needs. And the third moment is that it's not that we have to guess right. Right. That is also good to just throw out of our head that I have to be right. I have to catch the right need of this person. No, even if we guess so-called wrong ways, it still helps people to get closer to their needs. Our this capacity to guess needs, it's like a toolbox, and that we are reaching out to give to other person in order to them to help get connected too. And even when we reach out with a wrong tool, that helps to, how to say, to lessen the area of search, right? Okay, that was not the right tool, so then I search further amongst the tools until I get to what is needed in this moment. Yeah.
I remember also hearing, I think from Marshall Rosenberg also, and from Krishna Goswami, that when you try and guess someone's need, and even if you're wrong, actually the person will feel that you're trying to connect to them, and they themselves will actually tell you what's wrong with them. So they will actually, I mean, what need is there. So by trying to guess, the person will actually also tell you what it is.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So then
exactly.
the connection will be established.
Yes, exactly. So we being in that level of connection and trying to guess helps others to come down from the mental or intellectual level to that level too.
But if you are expressing our needs all the time, is it also important?
What is it?
As Acharya Prabhu earlier said, that is it so important each time to impress our all the package, what I feel, what is the need behind it?
Yeah. Depending on relationship again at the moment, and in a relationship where is either naturally already that kind of deep connection, that deep trust established in the relationship, we can use terrible words and still feel connected and stay connected. Or terrible words, the words that sound terrible for others, for example. But at the same time, not to take it for granted that, okay, now I have this relationship where we have deep trust. Life is dynamic and throws all kinds of interesting things in our way. So not to take it for granted that now in this relationship, in each and every moment, no need for me to anymore express it so clearly. But to be alert that, okay, I try and I trust that if and when it went wrong, I have chance to fix it and make a new guess with a more precise wording or whatever. It's like being alert, and being alert means being alive, right? Not to operating like a robot according to our old patterns and whatever habits and condition. Does it make sense?
Thank you.
Right. Now we are over time already quite much, and so I guess we stop here. And I would like to hear back What is alive in you right now, and what are you taking with you from this session? Anyone who would like to share?
I can share it quickly. I really feel thoughtful and also very happy. I guess I'm celebrating because during this session, just this point of celebration was very wonderful, because I remember reading some pastimes of Krishna and his associates, and I remember hearing how Krishna would go into a particular place, and Tulsi Devi would meet him, and just from seeing him she would faint, and then after some time she would come back and deal with him and get some orders from him, etc., to arrange things. It was really wonderful, and I think this is like a celebration, right? Because we celebrate. So she was celebrating seeing Krishna, so she was so happy in this moment. She actually, I mean, they celebrate so much that they faint. So this is very wonderful to actually be able to celebrate that. I like that in my life. I'd like to have it more, so thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? I celebrate your celebration.
That's a nice way to celebrate more.
Yes, like in spiritual world, ever increasing.
Yes, I was very happy to actually see Madam in this celebration. She was so ecstatic. Oh, wow.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to share some nuggets or celebrations or whatever is alive now?
I would like to share my feelings of gratitude because I am feeling that we dove into the topic, jumped into the topic deeply, and I hope it changed in my world also. The things, the way I see. So I'm feeling that this hour was very useful, and I'm thankful.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Could I say also?
Sure.
So I realized from this practice is that I'm not really expressing my needs, I'm expressing my feelings, but I don't connect it to the need. And so I think that's what I need to start trying to do now.
Very well. Little sweetie. Nice to see you. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Right. Yeah. So you are celebrating that you recognized that.
Yes. Like recently I was telling Acharya about there's a service that I really like to do, but I'm doing it with people who are not so reliable. And I messaged one of them saying it makes me frustrated, but I didn't express the need in that conversation with her. And now I realized that when I speak with that group of people again, I'll be able to express myself better. And by giving this, by modeling that behavior, they may be able to do that also, and they might be able to explain why they are not being so reliable, perhaps.
Yeah.
So I hope that to make this sort of progress with them.
Yes, exactly, because behind every action there are needs. So they also have needs, and it's beautiful to connect on the needs. Thank you. Makes my life more beautiful to hear that. Thank you. Anybody else?
What is the question?
Anybody, anything you are celebrating or taking with you from today's session, or anything else that
I have some question which you raised in the end. I think it's very important for me, but maybe already I asked in chat or something. But we digged it out at least.
Could you say it once again? I didn't understand what you were saying.
I mean, one question raised in me when we was discussing this in the end.
Okay.
I'm glad that we digged it out.
Right.
But I think I will ask it already afterwards. I noted it down.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Thank you. So you're celebrating your question got answered and digging down. Anybody else? Thank you so much. I'm really, really, really grateful and celebrating that you all take time your very busy lives, like for example, Damodar Kripa expressed in the beginning, because it's so meaningful for me that especially devotees are getting into this empathic communication, because my Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, stated that we have deficit of love in ISKCON, and that is so sad. So I'm having great hope that if we would become a little bit like ambassadors of love, who could bring more that kind of heartfelt connection to the devotees' lives, to our own lives, that's very pleasing to Guru Gauranga and the Vaishnavas. So I'm super grateful that you take your time to come to these sessions, and I hope it's enriching your life also. So thank you, and hope to see you all next Saturday, and maybe connect meanwhile on the WhatsApp as well.
Yes, thank you for your efforts in this field.
Please accept my obeisances. Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Hari Bol. And please spread this empathic communication virus everywhere you go. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.